We combine timeless wisdom with very consciously crafted designs that we create, with the view that our customers can pull on these t-shirts and pull on these clothes and be inspired by what they wear. And it really came about because both my husband, Gavin, and myself have spent many years following our very own and very different spiritual pathways, and have for a long time wanted to do something different, something that was positive and meaningful, and to put that out there in the world. And in 2011, the name came to us, but we didn't quite know what to do with it. And then in 2015, we had a coffee one Saturday morning in chairs outside in the summer sunshine, and decided that t-shirts would be a really great vehicle for sharing some wisdom in the world. So the name and then its mission came into being probably then, really. We go to the spiritual books that have inspired us over the years. So we take that spiritual nugget of wisdom and we mull over the image that we think fits and works with that, so that the message blends beautifully with this very consciously crafted piece of artwork, really.
Right.
And then either we draw it, or we take it to a calligrapher, or we take it to a graphic artist and give them a very tight brief on the vision that we've got of how that timeless wisdom can be woven into this beautiful image that captures the essence and energy of what we're trying to say.
Is it about feeling good wearing that product and that t-shirt or that sweater? I guess in consumerism, we're very much about having more and having it frequently. So is this kind of a rejection of that, do you think? Or
we were very aware, actually, as we began this journey, that it's fast fashion, it's disposable, and it's throwaway, and that ironically what we were doing within that was going to be the antithesis of that, and that actually the message wasn't throwaway, it wasn't trashy, it wasn't irrelevant, it wasn't a gimmick, it wasn't corny. That the message that was on the front of these t-shirts, for people who wanted to look a little bit deeper into them, maybe, would be something that had a bit more substance and some soul to it. So yes, very much. We love the idea that people pull on these clothes and are inspired by the motifs, the slogans, the pictures that they're wearing.
Okay. And your brand is a sustainable brand. Can you just explain a little bit about how that sustainability comes into your business model?
Yeah, sure. Well, in terms of sustainability, we obviously hope that our products give our customers unique social and spiritual added value. But with spirituality at the heart of very much we do on a personal level, obviously it then meant that we couldn't go forward with a company that produces clothes with soul and not endeavour to do everything we possibly could with Earthmonk to have the integrity and respect for the planet and her people. So, from the simplest starting point of actually only ever using GOT certified organic cotton, which is obviously better for the environment, the farms and the workers, right the way through to the family-owned factory that we picked in Portugal, which unusually owns both the mill and the textile outlet. So once the kind of bales of cotton come in under one roof in one place that's run with all the same high standards of all EU factories, our the fabric is made and our clothes are made. So in terms of who made your clothes, we know the people that make our clothes. We've met the seamstresses, we've met everybody in the factory, and then it's screen printed. So we've got a very, very short chain. It goes through 2 companies before it comes to us from the field, which I think is lovely. And we all endeavour to do everything that we can as far as we can, and it's all a work in progress and there's always more that we could all do. But so from our end, we use bio-themed mail bags that biodegrade. We try and pick everything that's recycled or biodegradable or ethically sourced. And we also, what's important to us as well, and always was, obviously professionally and personally, is reciprocity. We firmly believe that energy, life is about that flow and exchange. And it was important to us as individuals and as the kind of people who founded Earthmonk that we would always have reciprocity within the brand. And we thought long and hard about who we could buddy up with and have as our charity. And then Gavin visited the Peruvian Amazon. And when he came back after a very personal and spiritual journey, he said he had found a charity called the Chaikuni Institute, who are a non-profit organisation who do wonderful things across permaculture, human rights, nature rights, and intercultural education. And we give 10% of our sales, excluding VAT, to them. We try as far as possible to work with Earthmonk as ethically and as sustainably as possible. At the end of the day, Earthmonk is a business. We need to be a business. We invested a phenomenal amount of time and our energy and money into running this up. But what ultimately our goal at the end of the day isn't to become, successful off the back of Earthmonk. Our aim is to actually do something good in this world, which I think is a bit of a sad particular juncture. And we would like to put some soul in there, but it needs to be done in a business way. And off the back of that business, if we can do everything as sustainably and as ethically as we possibly can, then we feel that that's integrally right. I think for us it goes hand in hand. If we're going to have a business, it has to be ethical and sustainable. And if we were looking at being ethical and sustainable, then that has to then feed into our business. But essentially it's all kind of interconnected, but also imbibed within all of that was a desire that we would be able to take the percentage of sales off Earthmonk and do something even more exciting with that. And we thought that the rainforest and the Shipibo tribes people who we've met, and we've had they have the most amazing, beautiful culture with this exquisite tapestries and weavings that they do, and to be able to think that Earthmonk gives something to them is a really wonderful thing.
You've recently won an award, is that right?
No, it's not necessarily an award. We approached Ethical Consumer, who have a very stringent auditing process to see how ethical you actually are. So you have to submit a lot of documentation about who you are, how you operate, what your policies are. And we were really, really thrilled, because we feel very small fish in a very big pond, that we were awarded Best Buy from them, which meant we were automatically put onto their website, on their website under ethical clothes. We were ranked 5th. And what was extremely exciting for us about that is that we were above some really lovely brands who we purchase our clothes from and who have been, inspirers to us. So that was a really lovely moment to be acknowledged for what we're doing.
So at the moment, would you say that who your consumers are? Because you're obviously sort of venturing out and it's all very new and it's discovery, but do you have any kind of a consumer profile?
Yeah, we do. It's quite interesting, actually. I think we have kind of 3 different sets, and that's not to say that some of them don't cross over all elements. But we do have a set of customers that very much share our ethical standpoint and have a very passionate view on ethical and sustainable businesses, and shop with us because we offer an ethical product, and they believe in that like we do, and they care about the rainforest as well. We have those people who relate and connect to the concepts and the philosophy and the wisdom that is imbibed in our clothes, and buy it because the t-shirt calls them, or the artwork speaks to them, or they just love the idea of a certain slogan that we've got. And some of our t-shirts, for example, have slogans down the sleeve or on the back neck, and we kind of say you can carry your slogan with you all day. It's there with you, it's behind you on the back of your neck, and it's down the sleeve. So we have people who shop with us because they connect with the product and the message on the product. And then we also have people who aren't necessarily that connected with the ethical choice or the spiritual choice, but they like the clothes, they like the quality of the cotton is often commented on. It's a really lovely weight of cotton, and people come along and touch it. What they're drawn to is the artwork, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to put a spiritual connection on that.
When people actually buy your product for the aesthetical reason, do you have sort of a conversation with them about the ethics of the product?
That's the nice thing about not being faceless and stuck in a room, on all your modern technology. Being able to go out to fairs and events and festivals and see people come along, and to be able to engage them in conversation is a really enjoyable process, and it's very rewarding, and we really enjoy it. And for anybody who's interested in an Earthmonk t-shirt, when they stand and stop, what we have displayed around our stand or our stall, very clearly that we support the Amazon rainforest, very clearly that it's organic and ethical, and very clearly that it's clothes for souls. So the information's there visually immediately. We have a beautiful picture in a frame that we hang up that's all about the chikuni, which a lot of people sort of lean closer to read and to look at. And everybody who buys an Earthmonk t-shirt knows that it's organic, that it's ethically sourced, and we try, even if that's just a short moment or a more detailed conversation, we always try to let them know that the product they're buying has a message on it. And sometimes people are in a rush and they don't have a lot of time. There's a flyer that goes out which gives them information on caring for an organic product. It reinforces that it's ethically sourced on there, reinforces the fact that 10% of the money they've just spent with us goes to the rainforest. And we also have a tab on the top of our website which allows people to go to a page which is called Going Beyond, where they can actually find the information about what each of the t-shirts mean. So it's very important to us that people know about all of those elements of Earthmonk.
And how are you sort of looking to grow in the next few years?
In some respects, we don't have a major master plan. Obviously, we would like Earthmonk to grow. Obviously, we would like to be able to put as much money towards the Chaikuni in the rainforest as we possibly can. Ultimately, it would be lovely to be able to have Earthmonk workshops where people could come and have the help and support to explore, spirituality and this timeless wisdom. But really and truly, at this moment in time, it's probably the most sensible answer I can give you is about brand awareness and building that, building our tribe, selling to people who understand who we are, what we're about, and connect with us on that level. For our job to try and get our name out there and to be recognised as really great quality, as responsible and respectful with the planet and people as we can, and sharing.
And so going back to the actual business, what do you think are your sort of obstacles that you're facing at the moment and in trying to grow?
Well, I think one of the big things that all young companies struggle with is that you're trying to juggle so many different balls all the time, and you're trying to do so many different things. You're trying to be the technician, you're trying to be entrepreneurial and having the greater vision. Sometimes we're the artist, we're the social media guru. I think the biggest problem that young brands have, including us, and it's the same for everybody, is there's never enough time. You struggle to get everything done. The to-do list never gets finished, and can be a sense of frustration that it's not always an immediate gratification in terms of response. So you work really hard at social media and you gain 2 followers, and you're active on Facebook every day, and you kind of inch up slowly bit by bit. So I think the biggest problem for us and all small brands is establishing yourself as a brand that people know and recognize, and obviously also raising brand awareness. And those are all things that I think in some respects, unless you've got a dynamic team behind you, unless you've got a lot of money, is something that as a small business with 1 or 2 people running it, and it's predominantly me that runs Earthmonk.
If you were to purchase any services or support to help you to grow, what would that be if you thought about all the things that you do?
In an ideal world, and obviously this is money dependent, but in an ideal world, it would be lovely to have a marketing department helping me. It would be lovely to be able to hand the social media over to somebody. One could cherry pick the really lovely bits that you really enjoy doing, or prioritise and do the really important bits that only you in the position as the kind of director and at the helm of the ship can do.